The sunsets here are glorious. Reminds me of Rangoon, though they are spoiled by the incessant bombardment of heavy guns.
We agreed on an armistice to bury the dead, and as we worked together, I offered an Ottoman one of my last cigarettes. He offered me a light.
With little to do, some of the lads played a makeshift game of cricket. The victors got the last of our rations, tea and jam. Some of the boys laughed. I could not.
I can see the end in sight. We can take this town. As long as the Poms don't piss away our momentum, I wouldn't put it past them.
Victory is within reach. We shall trample them with our momentum. First, we'll push forward from the ridge offensive here. Then we'll move to and take the trenches at Achi Baba. From here, we must drive the enemy from the forward redoubt and capture the fortified Eskikale. We will then fight past the bluffs, seize their back line, and prepare to take control of Krithia. For glory! For Britain!
What's going on, guys? So that was the second of the cutscenes for the 2 new maps coming out this Monday, December 11th. We've had the chance on the CTE to explore a little bit of what the operations is going to be like for these 2 maps. Yesterday was Cape Helles. You can feel free to go check that out right here. But we're on Achi Baba, so this is pretty interesting to say the least, actually. Achi Baba, for the most part, feels like it definitely plays like a Fort Devo, having a lot of choke points. So if you like that type of style, this is going to be definitely the type of operations map you'll like. It is interesting to say that I do think that if they do fix team balancing, they'll fix a lot of overall issues when it comes to these maps. I'm saying that again because I did have a round playing Achi Baba where we couldn't even get past the first part here. Unfortunately, they were holding down every choke point and my teammates just couldn't move forward. And it felt like yeah, it definitely felt like the teams were in balances. I'm trying to push over here to the side, seeing if there's any possible way I can flank over here and survive. Maybe, possibly, I didn't really explore it any more than that, but I want to see if those options were available. Probably not. I'm still pretty far away from the edge there. You see my yellow skull and crossbones right there. But there are 4 choke points that are coming out. Only 4 ways out. Really only only 2 for each flag. As you can see, kind of over there by A, it's a little bit hard to push yourself over there towards to B, but you can go do it on the other pathway that is down there by A. But I'm going to go focus over here by B really quick, and I'm going to throw some smoke down. Eventually I will, because I definitely want to give myself as much cover as I can to prevent myself from getting shot from enemy players. Good thing was my team got A, so because they had grabbed A, they were kind of more focused over there by A, and I knew, okay, you know what I'm going to do? Quickly throw down smoke, and I want to get over there to the right side so I have a better angle on these enemy players so they can't shoot me from the side. Unfortunately, all my teammates die there, and I'm like, okay, quickly want to get onto my teammates. And then here I go. I'm going to throw some smoke down. This will always... I'm just surprised more people don't throw smoke. But if more people did, I think you'll get out of situations like these where they're holding down the choke points and you really want to get out, but you're kind of, you know, in a sketchy situation. I think more smoke will help you out better. Now, in that situation, I'm not sure how much the smoke did help, but the majority of the time, man, if you lay down some smoke, you're going to get away with a lot more if in these choke point positions. So don't be afraid to lay down smoke, as I'm trying to flank as much as I could down there from the side. Didn't really do that well there, but for the most part, my teammates were already still pushing on to... They already actually grabbed B, and now we just have to finish up there and get A really quick. So I'm kind of playing with my weapons here a little bit. I was kind of caught in between what I want to use. I actually put out the Automatico, which is kind of rare for me because I wasn't really sure how I want to play on this round. Achi Baba has that close range type of gameplay, so, and I didn't want to go like a shotgun route. Just mainly because the servers weren't always so friendly to me if I'm using a shotgun, but I just completely missed that guy there. As you can see, he's kind of moving pretty quick, and that's just kind of how the CTE servers are. This is just how it is. The servers are not the best servers. So I'm going to quickly go back to my medic class. After having that first game where we just couldn't get past the first part, I was really wanting to make sure, at least for B, we could hold down B, because A is not too bad, but B, it can definitely get the choke point up there. Again, there's only 2 pathways right here to the right. We kind of say 3 because there is you know, I'm on the top part here, and then there's a bottom pathway down there, but the other one's right there in front of me. So yeah, you want to try to utilize this as quick as you can and get yourself in a good position outside. Preferably, I'd like to try to get as far as I can over there by B, where I just died earlier. There's a turret right there, and you could probably lay down enemy fire because they're going to spawn back over there. So if you get there as quick as you can, in my opinion, the better off you're going to be. So I'm just kind of testing the waters here, want to see exactly what they're doing on the side. Again, don't want to get myself caught out. See, there's where they're laying out. That's where I want to be at over there, but there's really not much I can do right here. You can lay down a bunch of smoke, and you can try to make the push, but I had done it a lot on the rounds that I was playing on Achi Baba, and nothing I was able to do was really able to get me out to the area I wanted to be out over there. I do eventually make it on this map because teammates, I said, it always very helps when you have a better teammates and have better team balancing. Not to knock on players who have less skill, but just to balance the difference of players from the skills and kind of keep it as equal as possible does make the gameplay much smoother. So it's a win-win situation, I think, for everyone. So that's the reason why I kind of want to bring that up before anyone sees these maps and things like, oh, choke points or things like that. You know, the maps, you know, not going to work out well for operations. And I still think, even though I think it does work better for Cape Helles, it will still work fine for Achi Baba, but you know, you just have to keep those little things in mind. So it was kind of slowed down there over B. I figured, let me try to push up over here by A, maybe give my teammates more room, because as I said, you can push over here to the right, even though you go, I think, a little bit in the out of bounds, or maybe not. You're not really in the out of bounds. So yeah, you can push over here to the side safely and flank them from behind over there where B is at. So that's what I was going to try to do, even though my teammate suddenly dies there and I'm getting shot from the side. So I kind of throw some smoke down, get myself some health, and hopefully I can take out some of these guys over here to the left. Yeah, I wasn't really sure if I should stick with the medic class here as I get shot there across the map around the around the turn there. But yeah, I wasn't really quite sure. That's what I was using when I was playing on the other map, Cape Helles. But Achi Baba is much closer in its range when you're dealing with people. Again, it feels very much like an outdoors Fort de Vaux. Is the way I'm kind of describing it, just because it has those choke points right here. Maybe probably a little bit larger than Fort de Vaux, or maybe not. I don't know. Fort de Vaux is kind of interesting because there's so much to even play outside of the fort itself. But yeah, we're able to actually go over there and cap B now. Now we're capping B, and I'm trying to hold them off there to the side. I put good enough damage on that guy right there, and I'm trying to get his teammate, finish off his teammate. I'm not able to do it. I was like, where are these shots coming from? I think some of the smoke I laid down was probably interfering actually in my teammate's fire right there, which that was, yeah, I died there again. I was like, what? I thought I had more teammates over there, but yeah, smoke sometimes can help you or it can burn you. And that one there, it kind of probably did help my teammates, but I had to take the weight of the battle right there. But all in all, it's all good after that, just because we were able to cap what I would say is probably the worst part of the game right there, which is the very beginning part. If you can survive that part there, I think you're going to be for the most part better off than where you were. It's still some interesting choke points up here, but definitely not like what it was there earlier. I was a little skeptical right there. I was like, you know, they should be out here, but I was like, nah, maybe they won't be. And no, they were. So yeah, definitely want to try to get your position as quick as possible, because they're doing what I would usually do too, which is not give you 1 inch. You know, if there's wherever the play bounds is, where you're not going out of bounds, I would be, you know, approaching the enemy team right there, not giving them any inch, not letting them move the front lines up any more than they can, which the enemy team was doing smart. They were holding us off right there, as I wasn't using my little grenade launchers there as well as I could have, but we're still able to get teammates to push out over here to the side. So not sure on this round, on this gameplay, if we get the behemoth or not. I don't quite remember. I don't think we do, but if you do get the behemoth on this map, you do get the elite classes, and you will find the new infiltrator class as one of the elite classes you can grab. So you have, of course, the 2 sentry kits, the Villaparosa, and the MG0815. You will have the flame trooper, and you as well have the infiltrator elite class. So that's pretty interesting how that will play in, because you do have that artillery strike that you can call in. And how I always kind of was viewing that as I was playing that on just the conquest mode was that will very much more move players around. It's more of a weapon that can position the enemy players in a different area, because as I said before, I think people are going to figure out that red circle on their mini-map is an artillery strike coming in, and they're going to want to move from that position. And so you're going to probably get over time, get less and less more kills as people begin to realize what that red circle is, and they're going to want to more move away from that area. So it's more of a kind of transition weapon where players are going to begin to move from the different positions that they're at to a different area. So that's kind of what I think will more be used for, which will of course help you in operations if you're trying to move players away from a choke point or something like that. Just keep in mind that if you are using that you know, elite class, you can't run in the circle itself or it will kill you. So it doesn't hurt your teammates, but it will hurt you. So hopefully you guys coordinate that well if you get caught in these little choke points, and hopefully you give your teammates a little bit of time to push up and do some damage away from these little areas that can kind of be a pretty big kill zone. So try to push up there a little bit too earlier. I was waiting for my teammates to clear the zone. I was hoping they would do it. I always try risking it on operations just to give myself, again, a little bit of that head start, because you don't want them to hold the line right at that very start part. But fortunately, even though I failed there, we were still able to push them back a little bit more. As you can see, it gets easier and easier. As you see, it's way more open out over here. It's very much that very beginning part will be kind of interesting. So we'll see what happens and what the feedback turns out to that. But yeah, we'll see what's coming up here in the future. But as you see, more and more you push out, the more open it gets, and the more very interesting how play style is. So more is like the very beginning, it's more kind of like Forte Ville, but as it opens up, yeah, it's a bit different. So see me there using a little bit of the new melee weapons that were showing up on the CTE, which was pretty interesting. If you guys want to go check out more of those new melee weapons that were showing up, I'll link an annotation above. Just posted a video right before this one giving you guys all of that information there, so feel free to go check out those. They had quite a bit of melee weapons. Not quite sure where they're gonna land, because they had some of them that had just landed recently in some community missions that showed up, but some of these other ones seem to be very kind of Ottoman friendly weapons, and I would figure that's because the Ottomans are part of the you know, new DLC that's coming out. Even though they're not featured, they're still part of it. As you see the Ottoman flag there, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not giving a little bit of a nod to some more Ottoman style weapons. Fortunately, I was a little bit too aggressive in that push right there. I was thinking they're probably all going to show up and spawn right behind them, which they did. That's always a classic. You kill the first guy, and then there's 4 teammates behind them kill you. So I always kind of like to hold off on the first guy, but I really want to try to prevent like that guy getting on there. So yeah, it didn't turn out too well for me. I was going to try to flank around here again. Seemed like my teammates weren't really utilizing this pathway right here, but for the most part they held down B. So I'm like, okay, time to go over here towards 2A, and then I get caught out here in the open, which that wasn't good. I was going to try to put another shot on that scout class, and you're going to see the actually, fortunately, the pain of, I don't know what they're doing with the movement. I'm not going to say too much about it. For the most part, I don't really like it. They keep moving. It seems like I don't know what they're doing with the movement. That's all I'm really going to say about that one. Yeah, they're changing up the movement for the AD spam, which was a PC related issue that wasn't really an issue at all on console, and they've changed up a lot of the movement. We'll see how it turns out. I feel like they adjusted it again on the CTE, and now you can see there I couldn't even move at all. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And yeah, so yeah, we're gonna try to push back over here to A, and I'm gonna flank probably around wide, because that's what I usually do when I see all my teammates over there to the right, even though I don't have much of a spawn. There's a spawn for me, and yeah, I'm gonna probably watch over here to the left, because I see my teammates holding the line, and they're a good flare for my team. But yeah, they're all gonna be right over there to the left, so I'm gonna go push over here as another guy shows up, and now I'm gonna go over here to the side. Always trying to find the angle where my teammates aren't. I always try to kind of play around my teammates as much as I can. And another guy, or I thought there was another guy over to my left, but it's just a brush. As now I'm in a good position at least get some good squad spawns on me. Spread out the map a little bit, and yeah, we're able to finish up take over A right here, and now we're able to push the sector back out. So again, like I said, more open as we're pushing out over here. It's just more and more open, and it's fun too. I love it. Interesting. Again, I said this on the yesterday too, that the operations really makes you experience a lot of the map that you might not experience more on conquest mode. That's why I kind of do like operations in that sense. It's because you can experience more, you know, the game focuses more on areas that you're not accustomed to playing on. The advantage of Conquest is that you can at least move around a little bit more, and you don't get stuck in these choke points where you have literally 32 of the enemy players holding down this one little path that you can't go through, and it can be you know, a little bit of you know, a kill zone, to say the least. So yeah, I you know, like the differences between the gameplays, but at least Operation gives you more of the experience of experiencing areas like this that you don't get to really play on Conquest. So this is pretty cool because you have these little buildings up here on Conquest that you don't really have. We haven't really got to play around unless you got some, you know, scout classes way out over here that you want to chase down on Conquest mode. But for the most part here, this is pretty awesome, to say the least. As I'm trying to figure out where this one guy is at. This one guy's like somewhere around here, but. Yeah, I was pretty sure there was a guy up there. I saw him on my mini-map, but I'm pretty sure my teammates took him out. But, yeah, that's basically it for you guys today. If you want to stick around and finish watching the rest of the cutscenes, I'm going to leave that up for you guys. But, again, I appreciate you guys being here. I am Livin', and I'll catch you guys again later. Peace.
Victory is ours. Soldiers of our allied countries, you have fought valiantly with us in arms. Because of you, we all live to fight another day. God save the King!
If the Allies had succeeded in securing the Dardanelles, the British fleet would have reached and possibly taken Constantinople. The subsequent fall of the Ottoman Empire would have opened up a new front for the Allies to attack the Balkan states loyal to the Central Powers, possibly ending the war within months. Failure for Colonel Mustafa Kemal's 19th Turkish Division would likely have seen him demoted, and his role in the rebellion to liberate occupied Turkey would have been very different indeed.